Salmon are amazing. They travel hundreds to thousands of miles over several years in the ocean and still find their way home to the river they were born in. They only spawn once and then die, sacrificing for the next generation. Here in Washington State and the Pacific Northwest, we are so lucky that they grace us with their presence. But they're not doing so well. Many populations are struggling throughout Washington State and the Pacific Northwest. Why is this happening, and what can we do to help? Hi, I'm Shirley, a climate and water scientist living on Coast Salish land, and I'm tired of NIMBY Seattleites making up misleading excuses about salmon and orcas to defend the unsustainable and exclusionary land use practices that threaten these precious marine animals in the first place. I'm here to set the record straight and help you understand what's really affecting salmon and orcas in our area. So let's get into it. There are 4 primary causes of local salmon population declines. First is habitat loss and degradation along rivers and shorelines. When we straighten and confine our rivers, build too close to them, or even put them into pipes, we're destroying salmon habitat. When we build walls along our lake and Puget Sound shores to protect buildings that are too close to the water, we are destroying salmon habitat. Poor water quality, particularly from stormwater runoff, is another primary cause of salmon population declines. Decades of studies have shown that stormwater runoff kills urban salmon in their natal streams before they can spawn. But it wasn't until late 2020 that UW scientists figured out that the primary culprit was a chemical leached from car tires as they wear down. Fish passage barriers like culverts, locks, and dams are the third primary cause of salmon population declines. Culverts, or pipes that pass water under roads, are a big problem along smaller streams, while dams are the biggest problem on larger rivers, like the Snake, Columbia, and Skagit. And of course, climate change is a huge threat to our local salmon populations. Climate change makes rivers too hot for salmon in many places and increases the occurrence of both floods and droughts that can be deadly for them. Of the 4 primary causes, the biggest contributing factor to population declines will depend on the specific species and river. I won't discuss other more minor factors like predation, fishing, and artificial light here. So this is just the first introductory video in a 5-part series. Over the next 4 videos, we'll discuss each of the primary causes of salmon population declines in more detail, one at a time. We'll of course also go over solutions and hopeful success stories. Each official video in the series, including this one, will also be accompanied by an uncut, longer, or nerdy version, as I'm calling it, where I'll go off script and give you lots more detail on the topic than you probably ever wanted. For now, I will end with the spoiler alert for what you'll learn in the series. What's good for salmon is good for people. So let's undam and rewild our rivers so we can honor our tribal treaty fishing rights and lift up indigenous communities. And let's turn our floodplains, shorelines, backyards, driveways, and parking lots into restored public parks and thriving, contiguous urban ecosystems accessible to all. And most importantly, let's build as much housing and as many walkable neighborhoods right next to these new parks and restored ecosystems as we can, so that both salmon and people have all the access to beautiful green spaces and water that they could ever want.